Hello, Wolfpack. I want to talk about the only thing that I'm worried about, the only thing I'm looking at in the current market until tomorrow. This is literally the only thing I care about. You can show me this random altcoin chart, Bitcoin dominance, all this altcoin market cap. I don't care about any of that. This is what I care about. This is the only chart I care about. It is the weekly chart on Bitcoin, all right? And it is the act, and we'll actually, I know I just said the weekly chart. The weekly chart is very, very important, but I'll show the daily chart to get you an indicator of how this trend is formed, right? We have an upside, an up-angling trend line from the July correction through September and through here to December that was meant to hold for support. It didn't. We also had a descending wedge that didn't hold for support as well. We closed below that, and we closed below 50K, right? But the major thing that I want to be looking at is not any of this. It's the weekly chart, because the weekly candle close is basically the deterministic factor, the most deterministic factor you're going to get in the market in relation to the bull market support band. Because the bull market support band, essentially, on a very, very simple scale, is if we're above it, and this is this orange band here, right? The orange band here. If we're above it, we're in a bull market. If we're below it, we're in a bear market, or at least a bearish phase in the market. You can see that throughout the entire start of the year here and last year, we were in a bull market because we were moving upwards. We were above the band. We were constantly retesting it for support. We dropped below it in May, and we entered a bearish phase in the market for 3 months. We trended downwards, right? We held it for support in September, entered another bullish phase in the market, and now we're currently in the act of dropping below it. We haven't actually dropped below it yet, because dropping below this is confirmed by a weekly candle close. In the words of Benjamin Cohen, no one is going to get out of bed for a wick. Wicks don't matter, no matter how big they are, right? Just because we wick down to 42K doesn't mean anything, right? I've said this, not changing my tune at all. This is what I've said all along. Closes are definitive. Closes matter. The bull market support band is based off of weekly candles, right? It's the 21-week EMA and the 20-week SMA, right? So getting out of bed for a week, in the words of Benjamin Cohen again, wouldn't be logical. We need to be waiting for a weekly close below it, right? It is very, very, very rare historically for us to weekly close below the bull market support band and not enter at least a bearish phase in the market, right? We can see at the end of 2018, we closed below it, we entered a bearish phase in the market. When we got back above it, only about a year later, we entered a bullish phase in the market, right? Dropped below it here, and then we entered another bearish phase in the market, right? Got above it, went from 8K to 10K, went below it. That was the COVID crash, but it doesn't matter. Held up for support, went upwards, right? You can go on forever. Essentially, every time we drop below this thing, we enter not necessarily a bear market, but at least a few months of consolidation / downside movement. So, look, I think that I'm not going to preemptively call for a bear market here, because to a certain extent, we have to understand that the 4-year cycle structure has been has been partially invalidated to a certain extent. I'm going to be doing a video on that in the future. I'm not going to say it's fully invalidated, because I really don't think it is, okay? But partially invalidated to a certain extent. And so, since we haven't seen a traditional end to the bull market, it might not be logical to think we're going to see a traditional bear market, okay? Traditional 3-year bear market. We might see something a little bit more fractured than that. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Essentially, the main goal for Bitcoin now is closing above 51.6K, which is where this bull market support band stands. You can see 51.6K. Not only would that put us above the bull market support band, it would also put us above this uptrending level of support and back within the descending wedge formation, okay? So, closing above 51.5K in 24 hours on the next daily close, which will be the weekly close, is absolutely critical for Bitcoin if it's going to have any chance of maintaining the upwards trend that it's currently in, okay? 51.6K, keep your eyes on it. Also, it is very critical that we close above that point, because closing above 51.6K will avoid a bearish MACD cross on the weekly chart. And if you know anything about bearish MACD crosses on the weekly chart, you know that you don't want to be seeing this happen, right? We saw a bearish MACD cross the weekly chart in April. We had a little brief upside wick and then crashed downwards, right? We can go on the log scale and get a bit of a better look here. Zoom in a little bit. We can see that we saw a bearish MACD cross here before the COVID crash. We crashed downwards. We saw a bearish MACD cross here in August 2019, and we crashed downwards in the following weeks after that. We obviously saw a bearish MACD cross in the last bull market that triggered the last bear market. Right, the point is, it is very, very, very rare for us to see a bearish MACD cross on the weekly chart. That doesn't lead to a solid few months of downside movements or consolidation. So, closing above 51.6k is literally all I'm caring about. If we do get that, if we do close above 51.6k on the weekly chart, there is a possibility that we will like continue the bull market, right? Because I'm not going to say the bear market's fully confirmed yet. It's not, right? We need to be waiting for this close. 51.6k is the target we're looking at. That's all I care about today. That's all I'm going to care about until the weekly close. I literally don't care about anything else until that point. That is the most important thing happening in cryptocurrency right now. Don't get fooled if it closes at 50k. Don't get fooled if it closes at 51k. 51.6k or above is what we need to maintain the bull market, or have a chance of maintaining the bull market here. Otherwise, we will at least enter, in my opinion, not necessarily a bear market, but at least a bearish phase in the market, okay? So 51.6k, watch it, get your charts up, set your alerts, watch it tomorrow when it closes. This is all that matters right now, in my opinion. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. And on that note, I'll catch you tomorrow, because as I said, this is all that matters. I don't care about anything else today. This is it. So watch it and keep in touch, all right? Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. And I'll catch you in the next one.